from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Bolly 92.3 FM.
Billionaire hedge fund manager John Paulson said it best when he said, I still think buying a home is the best investment any individual can make. And he should know. Well, if you've been looking to perhaps buy a home or invest in real estate, you've reached the right place on the dial. On Bolly 92.3 FM, Namaskar Bay Area, I'm Vijay Lakshmi. Thank you so much for joining us on Real Estate Roundup, your way around Bay Area real estate, and your friend, philosopher, and guide helping you understand all there is to know about real estate is none other than Bay Area's trusted realtor, Nagraj Anaya, the founder of nagrajhomes.com. And as I get talking to him on the week that was, you're welcome to join us with your questions and observations on real estate. We are coming to you live. We are simulcasting on Bolly 92.3 FM and also on YouTube, on Nagraj Anaya's YouTube channel. You can put your comments there on the YouTube live as well. But the studio lines are open on Bolly 92.3 FM. So give us a call. 408-912-5038 is the number in the studios, 408-912-5038. And we are looking forward to your calls and questions and comments and anything that you'd like help with real estate wise in the Bay Area. So keep those calls coming and let me welcome Nagraj. Happy Sunday, Nagraj.
Happy Sunday. Hello, Vijay Lakshmi. Hello, Bay Area. Hope all you guys are doing great.
Yes.
And
yes, I am. And I hope everybody is too.
Yeah. And any questions on the real estate, you know where to call in.
Yeah.
Do give us a call. We are live on Bolly 92.3. If you think you can't call, do leave your comments on YouTube also.
Yeah, we're tracking
we appreciate
the YouTube.
all the calls. The show is for you guys.
Yes, absolutely. So anything on your mind, real estate wise, you'd like the subject matter expert in it to give you his considered point of view, this is the time to call in. Again, the number in the studio is 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038. Yes, Nagraj, now this week has been pretty phenomenal in that mortgage rates topping 7% again this week and hitting the highest point in 22 years. So that is just incredible right there. And of course, Bay Area buyers have to, find creative ways on how to snag a home now. So what are your thoughts on this and how should really buyers deal with this, home buyers?
See, last week we had 2 times of a rate increase, right? Like that's an headlines, but you should read your headlines properly. The headline says it's for the 30-year loan program under 30 years. But when you're purchasing a home, there are other options as for the loans wise. The loans, right, like as a first-time home buyer, no need to get a 30-year fixed for yourself. You can go with a 7-year or a 5-year ARM rates, right? So with the 7-year or a 5-year, do you believe my client closed last week for a 5.25?
5.25. Wow, that sounds pretty good.
That is like basically he's doing a relationship discounts on a Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo is like with 0.75 discount. There's like with a 1 million relationship discounts, right? You can do it with a 20% or a 10% down. Still the rates are with the 5.875 with the credit unions. Right? So that is why the headlines, what you are read. So when you decide to buy a home, there are ways to reduce the rates.
So don't let the headlines stop you. Go beyond it. Take that step and things will open up for you.
Correct.
Right?
Because see, making a decision for yourself to buy a house, when you decide in, you need to look out the alternative ways where you can keep your monthly payments less. Right? It can be one of the ways, interest only loans.
Yeah.
That's a great loan program if you want to reduce your rates. Right. One more is the ARM products, which I told you. The loan term would be 30 years, but it would be a 7-year fixed or a 5-year fixed. Some of the lenders even do for a 3 years fixed.
Yeah.
Because your right goal is to buy a house now and keep your monthly payments less.
Yes. So you're not tied to that 30-year fixed,
So you can always refinance it in the future.
Yeah, there are ways and means even in this situation. So there are
Correct.
options and opportunities. And folks, if you're looking for that, Nagraj can help you. He's also a mortgage broker on the side, so he can really guide you through that aspect as well. All you need to do is to reach out to him. And the way to do that is at nagrajhomes.com, Nagaraj homes.com, or you can also call him offline, and I'll give you the number in it's 408-805-4653, but that's offline. Right now, if you're trying to reach us in the studios with your question, it's 408-912-5038, and we'd love to hear from you. If you're facing challenges in the market as a buyer, as a seller, looking to invest or maybe refinance, whatever it is you're looking to do in real estate, Nagraj is there to really help you, handhold you through everything that is there. And he is an expert in the Bay Area, like I said, on the market. He has the comprehensive up to the minute listing information that is necessary for you for in today's fast-paced world. So everything that you have on your checklist for your home, everything that you need to maybe move, advertising, financing, inspection, closing assistance, he's there for you every step of the way. So give us a call with whatever's on your mind, 408-912-5038. Yes, Nagraj, that was a great suggestion
Let
right
me
there.
ask you one question, Vijay Lakshmi. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a generic question. There's a 175 acres of a land in Milpitas, right? Is listed for a 3 million. Would you go buy it for a 175 acres for 3 million?
175 acres for 3 million sounds pretty good right now.
No, right?
No.
So what you need to look for, right? You should
Uh,
not get fooled for the acres, because
ah,
all that 175 to 179 acres of the land, right? It has a wonderful views,
ah.
it has everything, but you need to look for how much is a usable land, right? Or the flat land, right?
Oh,
If it's
okay.
179 acres as just a 1 or 2 acres of the usable land, does it make sense for you? Look at the zoning of the place, right? What kind of zoning is it,
Wow.
right? What
Mm-hmm.
kind of activities are allowed in that land?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just not looking at acres
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. So you
Sense.
need to look about the usable, you need to look about what is a flat land and what is the purpose of this. Because right now, if you look in the Bay Area, one of the investment stuffs, what is happening is people are buying a bigger land,
Mm-hmm.
because one of the reasons is that retreats, right?
Mm.
There's a lot of retreat places are happening in the Bay Area.
What retreat? Sorry, what did you say?
Like, because they buy the land for doing a retreats, like retreats can be a yoga retreat, or it can be
Oh,
kind of other kind of a place where you can do it. In a
uh-huh.
Gilroy, there's a one beautiful place which is still going on for the yoga retreats, right?
I
It's
see.
a great investment place.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And they're running in there. The same thing they want to do it around, right? Like, it
Mm.
can be a San Jose or it can be a Milipitas,
Mm.
right? Because you need a place where you can stay on the weekends
Yeah. Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
closer to the place also, right? So that's why the all the lands, even the lands which are getting listed, are getting sold, because based on the zoning, right? Some of the zonings I keep telling you, like kind of an high density area where it is near to the BART, they
Mm.
allow you to go for the high rise buildings. If it
Yeah.
is kind of an agricultural zoning, right, they might not allow you to kind of doing any retreats. Also in the agriculture itself, there are different kinds of a zoning. There's kind of an AH zoning and other zonings also. You need to watch out for. In
Mm.
some of the zonings, they might allow you for the church activities. They might allow you for the retreats. It's based on, again, on the conditional permits.
Mm-hmm.
Before buying in, you need to check with the city.
Uh-huh.
What is the use for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the activities allowed in?
Yeah. It could be specific use or it could be multi-use, right?
Yes.
Like,
So
mm-hmm.
just don't blindly go with the acres when you're buying for the investments. Look out for what is the use, right? Because sometimes even for a 1 million, they try to tell you like 10 acres of a land.
Yeah.
But to get in a permits to build a single family home, do you
Mm.
have that much bandwidth and
Yes.
energy for yourself? Maybe with even a 1.2, if you have the house already built in, right?
Mm-hmm.
It might work out for you, because you
Yeah.
don't need to go with the rules and regulations and all the time for you, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that
So
is why
you
when
have
you
to go through it with a fine tooth comb, in terms of when you're buying land, what you're getting for that land, and whether that value for the land in terms of the use that you're going to put it to, whether you can even use it for what you are thinking of, right?
Yes, because
Yeah.
that's very important when you're buying in a land. So you need to do the research part. So talk to
Mm-hmm.
the experts around, talk to the city also. When you identify the location, right, or identify the property, talk to the city and understand what are the usable things you can do it in there.
Excellent, excellent suggestion. Of course, talking to experts always a good idea, and we have the expert right here on air for you to talk to. So give us a call 408-912-5038. 408-912-5038. You're listening to Real Estate Roundup with Nagraj Anaya, the founder of nagrajhomes.com, and he's here to really talk you through what's happening in the real estate market, what you need to look out for, and any help and assistance you need navigating that space. And we're also live on YouTube, on Nagraj Anaya's YouTube channel. You can also catch us there. Give us a shout out right there. Put your comments in the comment section, and we will take it from there. And so, Nagraj, talking about real estate now, a lot of folks we see in the tech, techies or otherwise, they techies by day, and then they have the restaurant by night or whatever. They're setting up restaurants as a uh, other source of investment and buying real estate for restaurants. Now, how does that work? Do they usually buy that land there, or do they lease it out, or what is the best way, and what are the
See,
challenges associated with all of this?
it comes down to what is the investment options do you have, right? Like, are you going with a high down payment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are SBA loans when you want to buy in a properties for the investments, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the investment for the SBA loans, right? They look out how much down payment do you have, how much experience you have it in the industry. Because if you have an experience and you can prove that you have the like kind of an eligibility to buy, right, like properties, so then you can still go with the 10 to 15% down.
Okay.
Right, if you don't have that option for it, then you need to be going with the conventional loans. The conventional loans might be then you need to go with the 20%, 25% down. In
So
Santa
this
Cruz,
you're talking about like a structure, right? Or the
yes,
land.
see, there is again comes down to a business places, right? Sometimes you can get a business places with one condo unit for the business for the sale.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Correct. It can be kind of an maybe a big place, but in one of that unit identified for the restaurant can be for a sale. So there was one recently one for a sale listed for already restaurant was going in.
Hmm.
It was listed for a 1.5 million, 2,400 square footage place. The restaurant going in already. The restaurant was already running in.
Hmm.
That
Existing. There
restaurant,
was an existing restaurant there.
but
Mm-hmm.
that owner sold it. Reason is like he's getting older, right? Like he wanted to move out of the businesses. So when you want to identify, like one of the ways is like, for example, keep looking for the restaurant places which is already existing. And otherwise, if you want to set up the restaurant completely for yourself, the cost is too high.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Right.
and the time also, right? Like because
Mm-hmm.
the restaurant usually to set up in a kitchen, usually it can go from 300K to 500K and even a higher also, depending on what type of restaurants you are running in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need to watch out for that three things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. That
So
is a great
if you
suggestion.
don't have a money to buy, the second option is for the lease always.
Mm.
Correct. And the third thing right now, which is going on more, is a cloud kitchens.
Ah, yes.
So the
Mm-hmm.
cloud kitchen perspective, what I can say is like there are a lot of places, like even in San Jose, San Francisco, they've identified the places for the cloud kitchen. So usually the place for this kind of cloud kitchens, right? You need to go within a 1 year agreement. So
Mm.
for 1 year agreement, the rental would be a 6,000, and they give you a place for running a DoorDash. They have a close connections with the DoorDash and Uber Eats and everything. Right,
Mm-hmm.
but in that cases the sales happens in, right, like they have some percentage also, not only on the rental, but on top of it for each sales they have a kind of a percentage also in the cloud
I
kitchens.
see. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if you want to start something smaller, and if you're dependent more on the online sales, maybe cloud kitchens are better.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
maybe the second option, as I told you, is like kind of a lease, depending on how much down payments you're going to, or like how much reserves you have. Maybe
Yeah.
if you don't have much to start, because a lot of people thinks it's easy to run a restaurant, but not that case.
Yeah.
Because it's a daily labor things, right? Like it's too hectic for you,
Mm-hmm.
especially the operations overhead are too high in case of a
Yes.
restaurant.
Yes.
So that is where you need to know. If you don't know much, you need to do a research more on that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? A lot of people even think about getting a cooks from India, right? But
Yeah.
or cooks from somewhere else, but that is an overhead on the visa stuffs also. So
Oh,
that's
yes.
all comes down to operations factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you have to consider so many things. It's
Because
not
there's a
just,
lot of listeners who is listening, they might be thinking about doing a businesses,
yeah.
kind of thinking about a restaurant businesses, right? For that one, the capital also comes down to it. Based on the capital, you can go for a lease, you can go for buying existing restaurants, and one more option I told you is a cloud kitchen.
Cloud kitchen. And the cloud kitchen, you said how it works, you just rent the place.
Basically, there are they have a multiple kitchens. Like in case of in a
Yeah.
San Jose near to the airport, right? There are
Yeah.
30 restaurants in the same place,
Okay.
right? So
Uh-huh.
the Starbucks itself has rented out two places out there.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, like as a cook, you just prepare the food there. So they have already have the robots which go and pick up the food and get it into main entrance there.
Ah, okay.
It's a well sophisticated thing in the
So the
cloud
kitchen,
kitchens.
everything is set up already. All you
Yeah,
have
so
to do go.
basically you can tell them what kind of utensils you need, what kind of setup you need, right?
Mm,
But
mm.
they ask for your one year commitment. And cloud kitchen wise, I think they need your an 18,000 or a 19,000 of an payments also for a year upfront, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a monthly payments around $7,000 or $6,500 depending on where you're going buying where you're going to lease it.
Aha. Okay.
Okay, that's a great way to start, because if you have something to explore in the restaurant business, right? But if you're not interested to run the daily operations as a real estate thing, right? You
Mm,
can buy a place, right?
mm.
And you can lease it out to
Okay.
somebody to do their operations.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're not familiar with the operations, better you buy the business and allow somebody to do it.
Yeah. Correct. That's
If
an
you're running that
option.
as an operations, there are
Mm-hmm.
two ways to do it, right? One is
Mm-hmm.
rent out the property for a lease like that,
Mm,
right? The second one is like basically you can tie up with some partner saying that give me 50-50% or
mm-hmm.
some percentage depending on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to asset also, right? Like I
Yeah.
keep telling the investment wise, right? The real estate investment, right? There are a lot of options in, but you need to come up with what is you are okay with it.
Right. 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 There's so many options. So, yeah, you have to sort of go through each one and,
Yeah,
see which one
because
works
this
for
place,
you.
whatever I was telling you, one of the plays, right? Like
Yeah.
because you are buying it a full complex, or like if you're buying a full property, right? It might cost you a 3.5 million or 4 million.
Mm-hmm.
Instead
Yeah.
of that one, if you have identified the condos or units to sale,
Mm.
that might come down to a 1.3, 1.4 million. And if
Right.
you're going to do a 20-25% down, it's still, if it's a $1 million, if you get a good rate of 8%, it comes down to 8,000 to $9,000 a monthly payments.
Mm-hmm.
But if you
Mm-hmm.
can lease out, it might be around 12,000.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great thoughts right there. So folks, if you're just joining us, there we still have some time on air. So if you would like to get your question in, if you're intrigued by all the conversation we've been having around real estate, give us a call 408-912-5038. That number 408-912-5038, and also live on YouTube on Nagraj Anaya's YouTube channel. Go on to the live section. You'll see us there. You can also put your questions down there, and advice always helps. And whether you're looking at investment options in real estate, you're looking for a new home, or you're thinking of selling your current home, whatever it is you're seeking to do, timing is everything. And Nagraj can help put his expertise to work to provide you that guidance that you need to get the best, make the best possible decision.
I
So
think
all
you
you have to
said
do, yeah,
one
go
good
ahead.
thing, Vijay, timing, right? The
Timing.
timing wise, I think we discussed 2 or 3 weeks back on the rice bags effect, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was standing in the line bought it for 30 bucks or 40 bucks of the rice bag, right? Thinking that there will be not much rice left over. But
Yeah.
now if you go, the rice bags are back in the Costco or some all the Indian
Huh.
stores. Now the prices come down to $15.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was so crazy and total panic all over the place for
It's the
nothing.
same thing apply for the real estate.
Yeah.
You see, first time home buyers is kind of, I understand, is a fear of a missing out. Correct?
FOMO.
Investors wise, you should not make the mistake. You need to do your research.
Yeah.
You need to understand how much kind of a bandwidth do you have.
Yeah.
Just
Correct.
don't go blindly. I think one of the things I was keep telling you is like buying a investment properties outside the kind of a city or like kind of an maybe outside a state, right? The challenge is like I was talking to one of the client today morning. Nagaraj, I have a one investment property in San Jose, correct?
Mm.
But today morning the plumbing got burst, right? Like the pipe
Oh.
got burst. What do I do?
Mm.
If you're close by, you can find somebody else to go and fix it up, right?
Yeah.
But if you're buying something outside a state or
Mm-hmm.
somewhere else far which you can't address it,
Yeah.
you need to find kind of dependent on the property managers to run, or
Yes.
you need to basically, it again comes down, right? Like it's a cost factor for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to, if somebody wants to buy outside the state, you need to keep in mind about the property management.
Mm.
That
Yeah, that
extra
was a
buffer,
great
what
question. I
it
wanted
is,
to
right?
ask
Like,
you
for
that.
example, if something goes wrong, I know there is kind of like huge thing, like when you buy for 200K, 300K outside state, you can buy a kind of an apartment complex or you can bind it, right?
Mm.
Buy it completely.
Yeah.
But the risk associated with, I think few weeks back we discussed about the real estate fall down also, how that
Mm-hmm.
like kind of where is one investor brought in all kind of people, right? Like he bought all the apartment complexes around, but it went down, one started going down, everybody investors lost it.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a
Yeah.
syndicate, right? Like
Yeah.
asking everybody to invest at one place and we go and buy an apartment complexes and
Yeah.
everything. So you need to watch out when you're doing it,
Mm-hmm.
because you need to understand the kind of downfalls of these empires, right?
Yeah.
So don't go and blindly do it. Do research for yourself when you're doing in a syndicates also.
Yeah.
How trustworthy it is and how many years it is doing in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots to
Just
consider.
blindly one friend is saying go do it, because that's where I do also, I understand, right? Like they say that my one of my friend bought it in Mantika and they tell me like come down to let's go and buy in Mantika together, but for
Mm-hmm.
your use case it might be a different,
Yeah.
might be a
Correct.
price point, might be attractive for you,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to watch out what is your real requirements in.
Very true. Very true. So you can't just jump into it because XYZ is doing it. You have
Yeah.
to factor it for yourself, right? And this question that you brought about investing in property, whether in the Bay Area or outside,
Mhm.
you have to consider this as well. That
Yeah, this is
you.
well, right? It is not blindly some of your friend bought it, you go just buy it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your requirements might be different. Do you have that much bandwidth to run for you, right? Like, because anytime you do a kind of buy this kind of investment, you need to keep it a 1 hour a day separately for you, or maybe a couple of hours a week separately for you to understand all the things going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very true. Very true.
And even
Yeah.
think like a lot of people think about buying in a fixer upper home, fix it up, and then sell the homes, right? But
Mm.
only thing is you need to watch out. Do you have a right connections to do it? Right,
Yeah.
because rebuilding the house or kind of fixing up the house, all the connections matters, right? Like,
Mm.
because you need to have the right contractors, right architects.
Yeah. So it sounds very easy. Okay, like let's buy this fixer upper and we'll just remodel it a bit and then get it out on the
Yeah.
market. But
See, it
it's.
comes down to anything is comes down to a funds what's there for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Depending on the funds what you have, you can go for it.
Yes. Yes.
Correct. It again comes down to a location, which location you are going to do for it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Location, location, location.
Yeah.
That holds true. then
So
and now, and any time in the future as well. So yeah, that's excellent. So we have just a few minutes left, almost at the end of time, but very insightful session yet again. So many knowledge points. And folks, if any of this resonates with you, you want to bounce your ideas off Nagraj, give him a call offline. It's 408-805-4653, 408-805-4653, or just log on to nagrajhomes.com. Make it your one-stop shop for all things real estate, Nagaraj homes.com. And thank you so much, Nagraj. Another very informative session, really, and hope it's helped the community. And we look forward to talking more 12:30 p.m. next Sunday as well.
thank you so much, Vijay Lakshmi. Hopefully, this all these discussions, what we are making in, right, it helps the community so that
Yes.
any of the investments, right?
Yeah.
Today, whatever we discussed about the restaurant or the
Yes.
first
So
time
many
buyers,
things.
it's
Mhm.
all helpful for them because a lot of people might be thinking in how to start the restaurant business,
Yeah. Yeah. If you're trying to
right?
venture into that,
Yeah.
there.
It's like it's all comes down to a real estate finally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All the businesses are connected through a real estate. So if you have any questions, do give me a call back after the show also.
Yeah.
Thank you so much and happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday and have a wonderful week ahead. And thank you so much for joining us, making us a part of your day. Until next Sunday, this is Vijay Lakshmi. And again, the number to reach Nagraj, 408-805-4653. Until next